air and online. This is Super FM, Nigeria's #1 lifestyle talk and urban radio station. News, sports, entertainment, and talk for the whole family.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on the news at noon on Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. In the highlights today, Yaga Africa blames INEC for the high number of invalid registrations in River State. APC in River State denies adopting AA governorship flag bearer Dr. Dawari George. And Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Umana, directs NDDC to provide relief materials for flood victims in the Niger Delta. And now with the details of these and other stories, I am Obrori Ivy Fakai. The APC Campaign Council in River State has denied adopting the Action Alliance governorship candidate in River State, Dr. Dawari George, following the court's judgment nullifying APC primaries in the state. The spokesman, Rivers APC 2023 Campaign Council, Sugbeye Eli, on Super FM News at 6, described the rumor as the handiwork of mischief makers, as the party has not met to adopt Dr. Dawari George ahead of the 2023 general election.
It was as a rude shock that anybody could contrive that tale to suit his political whim and caprice. We are yet to understand where it came from, because no source of the party was quoted as speaking to anybody. The party went for a meeting after the court judgment came, and then we had the review session and took a couple of decisions about what to do with that judgment. And of course, the silent point to take home is we had a resolution to follow due process, that is legal due process, to appeal against the judgment, and then go all the way down to the Supreme Court if need be to seek redress. That's what we did. At no point in time did we consider taking the decision of the federal court as the final decision of court in the land that warrants going to adopt the candidates of any other political party.
The spokesman, Rivers State APC 2023 Campaign Council, Sugbeye Eli, further disclosed that the party is currently reviewing its campaign strategy following the High Court's judgment.
What the Chief of Staff to the party chairman told you was in consonance with the original plan, and that plan did not have this adverse court judgment that came up on Tuesday as part of the plan. So it is only natural that when it came up, and the party will sit back and do a review. Don't forget, the road worked before, and we don't want people to, or even the judiciary, to come away with the impression that we are acting in disobedience of judicial decisions. We don't want to be hurt the second time. If you remember, after the Ibrahima 2018 saga that robbed us of position to be on the ballot in 2019, we have corrected these same things after 2020 with the Goma judgment. The party obeyed the judgment in full and only appealed against it until the Supreme Court affirmed the decision of the Court of Appeal, which overturned the judgment of Justice George Omeneji of the High Court of Rivers State.
On the issue of aggrieved members of the party, Sugbeye Eli noted that the party is working to reconcile them ahead of the 2023 general elections.
The natural thing to do when they're faced with crisis like this, to apply all the tools in crisis management available to you. Now, it is okay for people to be angry or feel disappointed with these setbacks, naturally. Today, too, it has happened to the New Nigeria People's Party in Rivers State, with another federal court nullifying their legislative candidate. Okay? It's okay. That party will take it in their own stride. But again, to the leader you reference, it's unfortunate. The leader would not acquaint himself with what happened and then go to the social media to decry a man who has nothing to do with what happened. It's unfortunate. The most you can do is about holding caucus meetings and talking to our people to give them a clear picture. You know, again, sometimes out of not being diligent enough to ask questions, people act out of balance. 2018 gave rise to 2019. What to have now has nothing to do with that time, because the facts are not the same.
Well, more groups in River State have continued to endorse the governorship candidate of SDP in the state, Senator Magnus Abbey, ahead of the 2023 general election. The Nigeria Democratic Congress Party, NDCP, during a courtesy visit to the SDP campaign office in Port Harcourt, said they decided to endorse the candidature of Senator Magnus Abe after critical appraisal of all governorship candidates in the state. The state chairman of NDCP, Chibuzo Anele, pointed out that they found Senator Magnus Abe worthy of the brick house after looking at his manifesto for the 2023 general election.
Your Excellency, we monitor your consistency and we see you as a mature and a viable on any source. SDP is the fastest growing, we call it opposition party, but we call it solution party in Rivers. We are proud to work with you. We have unanimously agreed to engage all our members across the 23 LG. And we are going to liaise all our members, support your vision. We want to not only listen to the vision, we want to run with your vision. We are coming to be part of your vision. We are coming to make the vision more plain. We are coming to run with your vision, Your Excellency. That is why we're here today.
Reacting to the gesture, the SDP gubernatorial candidate in Rivers State, Senator Magnus Abe, appreciated the party leadership for collapsing its structure into the SDP and adopting him as their candidate. Senator Abe assured them that he will build a prosperous Rivers State hinged on equity, peace, progress, and human capacity development.
Today you have come to us. You did not ask for anything. You did not ask for mobilization. You did not ask for transportation. You did not even ask for anything. I assure you that we share that common passion to create a community here in Rivers State where Rivers people, no matter where they come from, can prosper and progress, make a decent living for themselves and their family. The same way people run from here to London to go and look for a better life for their children. We will build a community here. People will run from Japan, from Israel, from Chad to come to Rivers State to look for a better life because there will be a better life.
Our correspondent reports that a group of Igbo ministers in Rivers State also paid a solidarity visit to Senator Magnus Abe, where they prayed for his success at the elections. A non-governmental organization, Yaga Africa, has expressed worry over the high number of invalid registrations recently published by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, after the voter registration exercise. The focal person of Yaga Africa in Rivers State, Obinna Igbogidi, while reacting on the recent data by INEC showing that Rivers State has 33% of invalid registrations, regretted that the state recorded such number despite the sensitization campaign by CSOs in the state.
Actually, quite heartbroken with the high number of applicants whose application for PVCs were turned down by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Given the amount of efforts and work put in by CSOs and, of course, the Commission itself in sensitizing Rivers people, I had expected that the percentage of invalid registrations would have reduced in the third and fourth quarter. But it's truly sad that at the end of the day, with all the enlightenment campaigns, media engagement, Rivers State still falls around number 4 in the states with the highest number of invalid registrations.
The representative of Yaga Africa in Rivers State, Obinna Igbogidi, also faulted INEC's machines for the high number of invalid registrations, as they were designed to only register voters without detecting those who have registered earlier.
First, I seriously would have to blame INEC for what has happened, because in the past, INEC used the DDC machine to do data capturing for voters' registration. And that machine was built in such a way that if someone had previously registered before and shows up to register again, that person will be flagged if he's doing a fresh registration. But sadly, this BVAS, which is supposed to be an advanced technology, does not have that software. So registration officers had to rely on the honesty of applicants. They kept asking, have you registered before? And a lot of times, and unfortunately, which is the second reason why we are having this situation, a lot of those applicants who have now fallen into this category of those who will likely not vote in the coming election.
Obinna Igbogidi further regretted that the invalid registration will disenfranchise many voters during the 2023 general election and that such development will affect the voting strength of Rivers State.
Would this affect the voting strength of Rivers? Definitely. When you minus the 156,000 from over 473,000, that leaves us with just 311,000 and some figures for Rivers State. Elections are won by numbers. Numbers count. Numbers are what matters.
The governorship candidate of the Action Alliance AA in Rivers State, Dr. Dawari Judge, has lauded Governor Nyesom Wike for ordering the immediate reconstruction of the Emohua Kalabari Road. Dr. Dawari Judge, in a statement signed by his spokesman, Beke Anyalewechi, commended the Rivers State governor for listening to the cries of the people. He said that the renovation of the road will curb the security challenges being experienced on the Emohua Kalabari Road. Dr. Dawari Judge further called on the Rivers State Ministry of Works, being the supervising agency, to ensure quality work is done by the contractor handling the project. The Action Alliance governorship candidate in Rivers State also commended the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Dr. George Kelly, for his early commitment to the resolve of the Rivers State government to address the need of the Kalabari people. Well, this is still the news at noon on Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. Still to come, Defense for Human Rights and Democracy calls on Rivers State Commissioner of Police Effiong Okon to ensure the protection of lives and property of residents, plus other stories. Please stay with us.
Very, very many happy reasons. Omega Power Ministry celebrates her 16th years anniversary, and Apostle Chibuzor Gip Chinyere, an icon of free education, God's own general, a great philanthropist of our time, a man after God's heart, a lover of children, a man passionate to rescue sinners and the poor, a voice to the voiceless, an advocate for the poor, celebrates his 49th birthday. Papa, as you celebrate your birthday, heaven is happy with you because of the number of souls you have led from hell to heaven and the number of destinies you have positively impacted. Come and join us on 6 November 2022 as we celebrate the unique mercy of God on OPM 16th anniversary and Apostle Chibuzo's 49th birthday. Time 8 a.m. in the morning. Venue OPM Dr. Jesus City, Mbodo Alu, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Direction: as soon as you get to Rumokoro, Air Force, Obirikwere, or Happy Bay Junction, ask any taxi driver directions to OPM headquarters at Alu. Call Dr. Jesus City. OPM, Dr. Jesus in action. Dr. Jesus in action. God is here. Very, very many happy reasons.
Welcome back to the news, and thank you for staying with us. This is Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. A professor of sociology at the Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, Professor Simeon Igbanibo, has called for collaboration among courses in institutions of higher learning to solve societal problems. Professor Simeon Igbanibo, at the 42nd inaugural lecture, as the guest lecturer, expressed the need for interdisciplinarity as a way of solving problems when they arise.
Plank of my inaugural lecture is for there to be what? Order in the society. And for order to exist in the society, there must be interdisciplinarity of courses. People from other departments or areas of interest should work in synergy with other departments when a problem has arisen. That will help us. For you, so what I did in respect of bringing the coherence of law and sociology, trying to find out one solution to problems or the
The acting Vice-Chancellor of Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, Professor Oke Onuchukwu, commended Professor Simeon for his well-delivered lecture. He said that prompt implementation of the recommendations of the guest lecturer will ensure equity and justice in the society.
He had tried today to explain to us that in every society, there are usually societal problems, and that in trying to solve such problems, we must, use what he referred to as interdisciplinary approach. And that one particular discipline he referred to today, he dwelled on very well, is law. And that law will always ensure equity, will always ensure fairness, will always ensure justice. And that for societal problems to be solved, we must apply our laws in all ramifications. So which means that if we apply our law correctly, we'll ensure social, order.
Our correspondent reports that the topic of the inaugural lecture was Interdisciplinarity and Social Order in Nigeria, a Social Jurisprudential Perspective at the Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, Port Harcourt. The Registrar of Pamo University of Medical Science in Port Harcourt, Umar Abubakar, has urged universities to pay more attention to health-related courses to add to the number of medical professionals in the Nigerian workforce. Umar Abubakar, while addressing newsmen during the first induction ceremony for newly graduated nurses of the Pamo University of Medical Science in Port Harcourt, called for accreditation of more medical-related courses in the universities as antidote to brain drain after being experienced in the country.
University nursing program all over the country. And the significance of this day today is marked as a joy to us, especially at the period when the country is facing this higher turbulence of brain drain of nurses and midwives living in the country. And the university of this magnitude, so all the class of its kind, is adding the number. And that has provided the latest equipment and the instruments that can be so many latest mannequins, models, who are injected and procured by this university. And that's making the training in line with the global trend. So as far as the injection and the provisions of basic training equipment are excellent. And that's why the accreditation status was full. When we visited the university, we granted full accreditation status.
The Pro-Chancellor of the university and former Governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Odili, while presenting gifts to the inductees, said giving incentives to the nurses is part of ways of encouraging excellence among students in the country. The best graduating student, Sam Chisa Dede Glad, in a chat with our correspondent, advised the intending and nursing students to take their studies seriously.
Excited. I'm just excited. I give God glory. I just appreciate God. It has been God all through. They should just be studious. They should be studious. That's just it. I would like to say you should come in like from your first year. You just start reading, because if you pile up anything, it's going to be very difficult for you. Just start as a nursing student. You need to be studious right from the very first day.
A non-governmental organization, Defense for Human Rights and Democracy, DHRD, has called on the newly deployed Commissioner of Police, Effiong Okon, to ensure the protection of lives and property of residents of Rivers State. The chairman of the Defense for Human Rights and Democracy, Clifford Solomon, in a chat with our correspondent in Port Harcourt, asked the commissioner to ensure the protection of the rights of citizens in Rivers State. He expressed optimism that the Commissioner of Police, Effiong Okon, will do his best to secure the state.
I charge the newly posted Commissioner of Police Rivers State, C. Effiong Okon, to live above political lines and prioritize policing in the state by ensuring that he adequately protects lives and properties. It's on record that in every political cycle is usually very turbulent in the state, where assassination, murder, attacks, thuggery, and properties are destroyed. DHRD equally asks the Commissioner of Police to keep to his words when he said he is a defender of human rights in making sure that the rights of Rivers people are adequately protected around the clock, because our finding shows that uniformed personnel, especially the Nigerian police force, are prime perpetrators of human rights violations. Therefore, DHRD expects that CP Okon will restore this ugly trend and make Rivers State the safest state in Nigeria, as history will always remember him.
Well, that's the news this afternoon, brought to you by Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. A quick look at the headline of our major stories. We told you Yaga Africa blames INEC for the high number of invalid registrations in Rivers State. APC in Rivers State describes rumors of adopting AA governorship flag bearer Dr. Dawari Judge as untrue. And Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Umana directs NDDC to provide relief materials for flood victims in the Niger Delta. And it's the news as edited by Shegun Olabi, assisted by Ugochukwu Iwuchukwu, and produced by Ruki Ogono. You can visit us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Super FMPH. And please remember to download our mobile app on your Google Play Store, Super FM Global. Remember, every child is your child. Support inclusive education. Many thanks for listening. Good afternoon, and stay with us.
News, sports, entertainment, and talk for the whole family. Super FM.